Welcome back to the Rundown. I'm here, Billy, with Donnie, Glenny, and as always, the Rundown is brought to you by Barstool Sports. Father's Day is almost here, and if you still haven't secured a gift to show your dad how much you love him, we got you covered with the Barstool store. Here's some of my favorites from the store: dad rope hats, polo quarter zips, the best tasting coffee and Celebrate coffee, and so much more. Last day to place an order for it to get here by Father's Day is June 8th, so go shop now at store.barstoolsports.com. That is today. Get your orders in today to get it to you by Father's Day. And our first story is the NBA Finals. Jokic is a bucket. I don't know if you guys watched. Jokic was an absolute animal, dominated the entire game. Heat really were never in it. They got close a little bit in the second quarter, but they just dominated.
He made history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first player ever to do a 30-20-10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, besides Jokic, Udonis Haslem getting in at the very end, it was just a domination by the Nuggets.
Had Haslem played this playoffs yet?
I'm not sure. I don't think he did.
No.
I don't know how much he even played in the regular season.
So is he just like a vibes guy in the locker room?
I feel like he's like a backup quarterback.
I think he's a player coach. I think he coaches.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I don't watch too much basketball, but just from an outsider looking in, it seems like is Jokic getting to the point where he's like kind of LeBron in his prime, where he just should win the MVP every year but doesn't because he's just that good?
I think it's just because he's Serbian, right?
Yeah, because he did win the MVP like last year, right? But everyone was saying he should have won this year, but Embiid won. But I mean, then in the playoffs, every time I look, he has a triple-double every game.
It's crazy to say that he is in his prime because the way he moves around the court, he looks like my grandpa sometimes.
He's very,
he's waddling.
He's very sturdy.
Yeah,
he's got the fundamentals, but he's not going to be. He doesn't always look like poetry in motion.
Yeah, at one point, some of the Heat players try to double trip him and threw him on the ground. They're really trying to go after him, but he's from. I don't know
Serbia,
how they build him in Serbia.
Dude, yeah.
Did he grow up during war? Is that the thing?
Yes. If he's how old is he?
28.
28. Yeah, I think when he was a kid, the wars were still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Serbian wars.
Yeah, you can see here they absolutely jacked him up, but you can't phase him. The man grew up in war.
USA was probably bombing Serbia when he was born, and he was like, one day, I'm gonna go to your country and wreak havoc.
Just dominate basketball. I bet he's not that big of a fan of Bill Clinton, but maybe one day, we'll have a bunch of Ukrainian ballers just dominating the NBA. I don't know what it is about war-torn countries that produce amazing basketball players, but
doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah.
Where else are there wars? Darfur.
Yeah.
Darfur. I don't think we have a lot of players from there.
That may be problematic.
But yeah, I think it's just so he doesn't really talk to the media much, and he doesn't do social media. So I think if he leaned into that more, he would be people would be talking about him more. But he's not trying to play that game.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Maybe he's hiding something. We don't know what his brothers did back then.
Or his father did during the war.
Anyway, he's a
No,
beast.
he's fine.
Dominates.
He's a good guy.
Love Jokic. Nice guy.
I think they have. He has his own drink in Serbia, I believe.
Oh, what is it? Do you know? Can we look that up?
Jokerade?
Jokerade.
No. Is
it alcoholic
Jokic
or for sports?
Drink. It's an energy drink, and it's called Joker.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
What's in it? Is it
It's guarana, caffeine, taurine.
Good stuff.
It's a sick can.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of looks like the Tootsie Pop owl.
Can we go back? When we were Googling, I just saw that Jokic used to drink 3 liters of Coca-Cola a day. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. He looks exactly like my friend. When he was 12 years old, he looked like my friend who used to be also very large, and it was all because of the soda.
Yeah, soda is one of those things that if you I know a lot of people that are just straight up addicted to soda, and once they cut it out, they drop 60 pounds stat.
Yeah, but
I love that. Never in the morning, but after practice, he goes in glass after glass. He couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Early in the morning.
He's a year and a half sober.
Oh shit, let's go. Yeah, no.
Maybe after you win the championship this year, I'll pop one open.
Yeah. What if he relapses?
My buddy used to drink vanilla Coke for breakfast, and then like the moment he stopped doing that, lost like 40 pounds.
I heard Canadians do that a lot. Canadians drink like Pepsi for breakfast.
I've never heard that. Okay.
But speaking of Canada, they've totally fucked up our air quality recently. They probably talked about it yesterday. Yeah. But it's still bad. We're worse than Beijing. Like I was looking up like air quality of like all the cities that we think of as having the worst air quality, like Calcutta,
New Delhi, yeah.
Yeah, like what was the worst city in China, air quality wise?
So when I first moved there, it would get pretty bad, but it was always worse in Beijing than it was in Shanghai. And then all of a sudden, it got better, and that's because they were like, okay, whenever the horrible air pollution is in our major cities, it makes national headlines, and we move all the factories just like to third-tier cities that no one cares about, then it won't become a news story.
Yeah.
So now, like, Beijing and Shanghai aren't bad, but if you go inland a little bit, to some of their third-tier cities, it's like just as bad as it was before.
Jeez.
But yesterday, when it was straight up orange outside, I never saw that in China. That was worse than China.
So I was looking at the I don't know what the exact numbers mean, but we were at a 300 and Beijing was at a 55. And then I was looking at the worst city in China. It was like Jinan, which was only like 75. So we were like tripling the worst polluted cities in the world.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nuts.
So do you think some schools were canceled? Because that's what they used to do in China when it got horrendous. You'd have a smog day instead of a snow day.
I think my mom was saying some of her coworkers that are younger, they were telling them to come pick up their kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're having a smog day today.
I don't know about close today, but like yesterday they're saying you could leave early and stuff.
There's no one in the office because Erica sent out an email saying that it didn't, that the smog smelled not as bad as the PMT studio.
And then there's also a lot of people at the Dozen in Chicago. The one person who did come in today for the first time since his injury is Nate. So round of applause for Nate.
Nate, do you want to hobble over here? Yeah.
Yes, Nate.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
You just have to hobble across.
You want to hold my hands for stability?
And then go the long way back.
I'll come some more. Thank you.
Go, Nate, go.
No, I was just thinking about this. Those third-tier cities you're talking about are like bigger than most of our cities.
Yes.
Those third tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why living in China messed me up when they asked me on the Dozen, what's the population of Orlando? I was like thinking in terms of China, where like 1 million people is a very small city in China.
Yeah.
1 million's enormous in the U.S., or it's gonna be up there.
Moving on, Zion Williamson's girlfriend got mad at him because he got another girl pregnant.
Yeah.
Right?
So who was the girlfriend
I
here?
think he got his real girlfriend pregnant. This was kind of his gumad, I'm assuming.
I think he was just seeing two girls, and then one got pregnant, and he was like, okay, I guess now you're my girlfriend. And the other chick was very pissed. I mean, she is still tweeting about it. She has gone on like...
She's still going off right now?
She is still going off. It's wild. And she's making fun of like the other girls. She's like, I can't believe you knocked up a low budget porn star. She's a porn star.
Well, not
like
a low budget one.
I looked her up on Pornhub.
Hey,
she has
an OnlyFans.
a lot of porn out there.
Glenny,
She's an OnlyFans queen.
is she right in
who is-
saying that the
the
other
one on
woman
Twitter?
is low budget?
I haven't
Is
seen
she
who the
low
other one
budget?
is yet. I haven't seen who the other one is yet.
Okay, so the one on Twitter is on OnlyFans.
She's on OnlyFans. I actually saw she was followed by Angela White, so I think she's
Okay.
High
pretty
budget.
legit.
She is also on Pornhub if you don't want to give her any money. But no, support.
But
Support.
Hey, I will say I thought I was a little
adult.
disappointed in the way she was. Not that Zion was right, but Zion was his messages that she said he was being very nice. She was putting him on blast.
Yeah, like
He was saying like, with respect, how much money do you want to make?
yeah, and then at one point he was
He wasn't like being like, hey, when you getting out here, like let's fuck. He was kind of being nice about it.
Yeah, and like at one point he sounded like a 16-year-old. He was like, "Do you want to be my official girlfriend when you move to New Orleans?" He was like, "Do you like, what are we? Can we make this official?"
But
So I think maybe at the time he didn't know he had another girl pregnant, and then when he he was like really into this chick, and then he's like, "Oh, you're knocked up? Well, I don't want to be known as a deadbeat dad in the NBA. Now I gotta do the whole good father thing."
So she was a stripper though. Where did it say she was a porn star?
No. Yeah, that's why.
It says she was Monroe
yes.
Rose. Or she
So I
was a
think she
stripper.
was just saying that strippers are low-budget porn stars.
Ah.
Yeah, I think
What city
she was
is she
trying to get
working
at.
in? Because that really can determine if she's low budget.
Well,
What?
apparently, the chick who's going wild, I don't know their names, the one who's going wild on Twitter, she had a tweet being like, oh, you just couldn't afford to fuck me all the time, so then you ended up knocking up this other chick, like, on one of my off days.
Also-
because I think this chick was still charging him per nut.
Wait, so Zion Williamson's paying for it?
Paying for what?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah,
What?
one of the texts.
What's her name?
One of the texts he asked her how much money would it take to get you here.
Yeah, no, he
basically.
said that, but then she just tweeted out, what's this chick's name? I just want
Mariah Mills.
to, all right.
Also, unpopular opinion, it's really not that hard to not get a girl pregnant. Put it out there.
Mariah
Hey, Mariah
Mills.
also tweeted she's late, so she might be pregnant as well. She left a cliffhanger on Twitter.
Yes. Wait, where? I can't
I think
find her Twitter. Fuck.
it says.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what is?
Is that it? Is that an O? I gotta get new shades. I can't fucking see these things. All right.
You need a baby to get a bag. I get it. Just because we're not on the same
Oh, yeah.
level.
Hey, but then she said something about charging him. If you can find the tweet, she's like, you didn't have the budget.
Love. This is crazy. When you move, how much do you expect me to pay you a month? But I'm super excited. What? Wait, so he's just like paying? Is this like a typical NBA thing? You just
Yeah.
have women on the payroll?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Every professional athlete thing.
Has women on payroll?
Yeah.
I thought the whole point of like
How
being
blind are you, dude?
I thought the whole point of being a professional athlete was just like,
They all have like girlfriends in different cities and shit. Yeah.
I guess I've never really delved.
Yeah, I don't think they have like an LLC, but
No,
they're giving money out.
If you're a pro athlete and you're friggin' go to different cities consistently, you definitely have multiple girlfriends in multiple cities.
Right, I understand that, but like on payroll?
Well, he's offering her to move to New Orleans for him.
I mean, is this like a six-figure job? Like,
It's probably pretty well paid.
well, learn something new every day.
Everyone's horny, dog.
Pete Davidson has a basketball mixtape. I actually haven't seen it yet, so live reaction to see if he's nice. Is he a bucket?
He's very Chet Holmgren-esque.
He's like 6'5", right? Isn't he?
He's tall. He's athletic. I mean, he seems to like sports.
Runs weird.
This
Yeah.
doesn't shock me.
I feel like when you're that tall, you're either like horrendous at basketball or you're pretty nice.
He looks a little
I also like Pete Davidson a lot. I'm a big Pete Davidson fan, but I have not seen one person in this video touch him. Respectfully to him.
No, he's spinning it off the
But
glass.
I do love Pete Davidson.
He's spinning it off the glass. He's you know,
Is that true?
he's from Staten Island. He's probably a hooper. But yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's also a highlight reel, so you know it's a long game. Oh, that was a sick pass. But yeah, I know. I mean, he's probably been tall his whole life.
yeah.
Always been
It says
encouraged
he's
the
only
ball.
6'2". It's a little tall.
Oh, really?
I think he's taller than 6'2". I think he's like 6'5", I thought.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'3", 6'4". Or maybe just so skinny it makes him look taller.
Like, who's the best celeb basketball player?
Adam
Who's-
Sandler is a notoriously famous celebrity basketball player. He
J.
plays
Cole.
constantly.
J. Cole. I was going to say J. Cole. Lil Dicky's pretty nice, actually. And then who else is known for balling? Barack Obama's not bad.
I heard Obama's a bucket.
Drake,
Bieber and
yeah.
Drake, I feel like they're just hyped up.
Well, yeah, just Drake like has a basketball court in his house and like has his own league,
Yeah.
sort
That's
of.
a basketball court at his house.
Quavo, yeah, Quavo.
Oh yeah.
I was there.
Is that where you guys recorded
Yeah.
the interview? Nice.
Did you shoot hoops?
We
with
shot around for like 2 hours.
him? Oh, nice.
But yeah, I feel like after that shot of him warming up with Kentucky and shooting the air ball,
Yeah.
he was really butthurt about the reaction. So then on social media, he was just posting clip after clip of him just like hitting threes.
Yeah, I feel like J. Cole might be the best.
J. Cole actually plays for a Canadian basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he plays pro ball in Canada.
Yeah. Like,
That's wild.
he just got tired of, he's like, I'm going to just go be a baller. Huh.
All right, so shout out Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Moving on, a Finland man received a $130K speeding ticket for going 15 to 30, fines based on income. I actually like that part of Finland. That's pretty dope. That they only fine based on income.
I think this is an absolutely fantastic idea. I mean, as a sports fan, we're all sports fans, so you know how dumb it is when people do dumb shit on the field.
Yeah.
And they're making $20 million and they're fined $20K.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It should be by your income. I will say, is Finland like no disrespect to Finland, is Finland a broke country? He's one of the richest men in Finland. He's worth $10 million.
Oh.
That's pretty light.
Finland might be the brokest Scandinavian country.
$130,000 ticket when you're worth $10 million. That's not that much.
I'm pretty sure Finland isn't considered Scandinavia.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Is that
I don't know what it's
Because they're like
considered.
Hungarian.
If his net worth is $10 million, isn't that speeding ticket 1.3% of his whole worth? 1% of your net worth should not be a speeding ticket. I will say that. I think that's fair.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah, I feel like, well, I don't know. So
Then again, though,
Portnoy is
for a lot
very
of people,
rich, but it's not like he's like, oh, like tickets are nothing to me, so I just break all the rules. Because that's what they're worried about. Like, oh, these tickets will mean nothing to the very rich in a country, so you got to charge by a percentage.
How much is a speeding ticket nowadays, usually?
dude, fucking steep, bro.
It depends what you do as well.
Like, I mean, the points is what really suck.
I guess for the average American, a speeding ticket isn't that far off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, it is egregious for if this was like a first offense and he was only going, 15 or 30.
Yeah.
I feel like you should get a warning first.
No, but Finland's broke compared to Norway and Sweden.
Yeah. End of the day, he doesn't need it.
Denmark, too.
Give it to people that do.
Denmark, yeah.
And there's also a YouTube conspiracy that Finland does not exist.
Does not. Helsinki's really in Sweden. It's all about fishing and oil rights for the Russians. Whole thing.
Finland doesn't exist. Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Helsinki's just in Sweden. Have you ever met anyone from Finland besides Helsinki? No. Actually, there's these crazy people in Finland, Laplanders, and they like castrate their reindeers with their mouths. It's a video.
All right,
out there.
Throw it in there.
We don't have to look it up, but it's pretty wild. Just saying. Man whose wife didn't let him play poker for 9 years wins World Series of Poker bracelet. Yeah, that's the greatest I told you so to your wife.
Yeah, I mean, it says that she wouldn't let him play because being a professional poker player is not an acceptable occupation. That's not an acceptable excuse to tell your husband not to play. Like, say if he was gambling away like all of their money, they had to remortgage the house, then it's like, okay, you shouldn't be gambling. But just because you don't think that's a proper job is bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what his wife did for a living. Yeah. That would be a funny back and forth. Yeah, so he's won almost $250,000 since March, and he broke up with his wife. He divorced his wife.
Sounds like a win all around.
He divorced
Dude,
his wife.
Guy's living.
So you want your K in 3 months and you divorced your wife, they won't let you play the thing you care about? That sounds like a win all around. Good for him. I hope he keeps winning. I hope he becomes a bajillionaire.
Mincy needs to find this guy on the tour and interview him. I'm not telling another man how to do his job, but apparently he's doing some poker stuff. Find this man.
Mincy was a professional poker player for a solid 3 years.
I've heard some crazy stories from Mincy about his poker years.
I know at one point he moved to Mexico and was just making a living playing online poker.
Probably didn't pay
like
taxes.
Eddie Powers.
Yes.
So apparently some reality TV show, Vanderpump Rules, something happened.
All right, listen. I'll give you the rundown.
Okay. Yeah.
I just wrote an Idiot's Guide blog about it because
please.
I've been hearing about it for weeks, and last night I finally succumbed. Last night was, I think, the third reunion, the final reunion episode. I had to just watch some of it and read about it and know what happens because just so many people are obsessed with it. The ladies are obsessed with it. So Vanderpump Rules. Lisa Vanderpump, she was a lady on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Then they gave her a spin-off of her restaurant in LA called Vanderpump Rules. It's about this restaurant, Sir, that she owns in LA, and about like the staff all intermingling. So this guy, Tom Sandoval, definitely looks like a scumbag. Original cast member from season 1, 2013. Tom Sandoval was dating a lady named Rachel, was dating a lady named Kristen before the show started. Then in season 3, he started fooling around with this girl, Ariana. What, we're booing Sandoval? Why?
No.
He's doing
I'm
a great
intrigued.
job. I don't know shit
Why
about
are we booing this? So then Sandoval is dating this girl, Kristen. He leaves her for this new cast member in season 3 named Ariana Maddox. Him and Ariana Maddox stay together for 9 years, buy a house together, etc., etc., etc. Season 5, the DJ, I think, DJ James Kennedy, brings on his girlfriend, Raquel Levis. She becomes a cast member. Her and James Kennedy break up. Wind up is Raquel and Ariana become best buds. So it's Tom and his girlfriend, Ariana. Then Raquel is a cast member who's best friends with Ariana now. Turns out, recently, Tom Sandoval and Raquel have been banging for 7 months on the side. So Tom's been banging her best friend for 7 months. They found out, and this is Scandival. It's fucking crazy. The clips are wild. There's clips of Ariana screaming at Raquel last night. There's a clip of friggin' Tom making fun of Ariana, his girlfriend of 9 years, because she wore his T-shirt during sex. It's crazy.
I mean, it's a reality TV producer's
This is
wet
Raquel.
dream.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, I worked at a restaurant. I was a busboy.
Oh, dude, the industry?
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
everyone's fucking. So, I mean, it does make great TV.
The service industry.
Yeah.
And
On me, I was 14.
But
I just saw
that makes such great TV that I sort of think maybe they had like a 3-way or a 4-way agreement. Like, hey, you're gonna start to, I'm gonna start to fuck your best friend, and then we're gonna reveal it on the show, and then this show's gonna be renewed for another 6 seasons.
Right there is when he says about the T-shirt. Look at Andy's face. Andy Cohen is obviously the emperor of Bravo.
Yeah. What? Oh, wait.
Wait, go back to the start of this. He's like, oh yeah, who was
a
me?
little volume?
And then he goes, yeah, you wore a T-shirt. It was so hot. Which is fucked. That was tough.
Whose T-shirt was it?
He's saying that him and Ariana had sex recently, and she wore a T-shirt during it, and he was like sarcastic. He was like, "Yeah, you wore a T-shirt. It was so hot," which is kind of fucked up. I'd say to go dated for 9 years. I think after 9 years, you could fuck with a T-shirt on.
There's one dude I just see him in clips.
John Rich, can you show us the end of the Dementor clip? This is Ariana yelling at Raquel. The end of this. Just look at her passion at the end.
And you thought I should go her boyfriend. You are lower than the lowest of low people. You really are. You're a psychopath. You are terrifying to me as a person. The fact that you are capable of this, unbelievable. You're a dementor.
I know you like Harry Potter. Amazing. I've only been on this for like 14 hours, but I love it.
What the fuck?
And it's everywhere, dude. People love Scandival.
Wow. Also, you got anything else?
Well, we have to transition into UFO talk.
Yeah, this was my favorite story of the day. There's a lot of UFO stuff going on recently, and
it keeps coming.
I think, who knows? These fires might be just covering up the sky because they're like having, dog fights with UFOs above us, and they just don't want us to see them.
Have you guys talked about this on the rundown yet?
Yeah.
Barely. Dave touched on it, but not too much really.
Okay, it's a big deal.
The fact that this is getting swept under the rug in many instances is insane.
Yeah, so it was a whistleblower who used to work for a government agency. He has been speaking to Congress, came out and said that, yes, there are U.S. government agencies that do have craft that is not of this earth.
They say they have intact, non-human craft and also non-human pilots. So not only do they have the craft, they have bodies, bro.
They said
of
that?
aliens. Yeah.
They said that too?
So it's Independence Day, basically.
Yeah.
That whole thing where they go into Area 51 and they're like, yeah, we got craft. That's real somewhere.
The craziest thing is he just did an interview and said that like one of the crafts they have is enormous, like around the size of a football field.
That I believe.
He was like, some of these things are big. I'm talking like football field big.
Holy shit.
I don't know. The Pentagon has come out and said that this is not true, but his excuse for that is that it's even hidden from the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Like it's so wrapped up in all these different secret agencies that like not many people have clearance.
This dude should come on Macrodosing. Please come on Macrodosing. We want to talk to you. But not only this, so yeah, we have a whistleblower who's going through the official, pathways to whistleblow.
Yeah.
I don't know much about whistleblowing.
Congress has a deal worked out that if you come to them and blow your whistle, then you cannot face repercussions from whichever organization you're revealing secrets of.
So like, if this guy didn't know anything and is just lying, you wouldn't no one would wish to do it fucks up your life so badly that it would be pointless to do this.
But I mean, yeah, but he still has zero photos. Like he actually said himself, he's like, I personally haven't seen these things, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Kind of makes him slightly less credible, but
I mean, it makes that Lazar guy, he just basically said exactly all this guy's saying.
But
and then look at this crazy video out of Las Vegas.
I was watching that this morning. Is that the people who reported a craft landing in their backyard?
Yeah.
And then they saw 8-foot humans?
Yeah.
So this vid is real for sure because a police officer who was nearby saw this too.
Yeah.
And then he got a call about 10 minutes later being like, these guys are reporting something landed in their yard, and now there's 8-foot aliens with big eyes in the backyard.
It's still there.
So watch that vid.
Yeah, look. It just falls.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So that falls. So imagine you're a cop, you see that, and 10 minutes later, they're like, you need to go check up on this house. They're reporting aliens.
So what happened next?
The cops what the fuck?
So he went to their house, and then, I don't know, the aliens were gone. They walk into their backyard, and the video goes dark. They're like, we can't show it because it's private property.
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
They show private property all the time
Yeah.
on cops. They're in people's
Yes.
backyards all the
Yeah.
time on live PD and cops.
But the police officer was clearly spooked. He was like, if this happens again,
Don't call me.
Don't call me, yeah.
Dude, imagine just having your service revolver, and that's all you have to face off against an alien.
Well, I think
Alien nonetheless?
Yeah, it's
I think you don't want to shoot the alien. You want to
We want to be
de-escalate.
peaceful. Yeah, they're gonna
Yes.
kick our ass if we shoot them. I guess.
Yeah, if we
They got football field spaceships. They're gonna kick our ass.
yeah, if we get into war with aliens just because one cop shot an alien in the backyard.
And these guys don't look like alien conspiracy theorist people
Why do you say that, Billy?
because they look religious.
Okay.
Well, at least if they're here, maybe that means they're peaceful.
Yeah, I feel like so. He says that they've been seeing these things for potentially the last 100 years.
Yeah.
And we haven't been in intergalactic war yet. So
Yeah.
I think they're just observing us. And there was a thread on 4chan, which I know can be very reliable. And I don't have 4chan. I was just reading the Reddit thread about the 4chan.
Yeah.
And they said that so what they are is they're drones from some other civilization, and the drones all come out of a mothership that hides in the ocean. So that's why some pilots have seen them go into the water. And that so there's no being inside these things, but there's just a mothership somewhere underneath the ocean that's all completely automated, and it just sends out drones constantly to observe.
I don't think that they're from another planet. I think they're actually from Earth. If you check out the Hollow Earth episode of Macrodosing, you'll hear the explanation in full. But we've only just explored 10 to 35% of the ocean, and if the Earth was the size of a bowling ball, the ocean on top of the Earth would be a small film of liquid that is less than like a drop thickness. So imagine you have a bowling ball and there's a drop of water, like that is way less than how deep that's way more than how deep the ocean is on the bowling ball. And Mount Everest would only be half a grain of salt is how big Mount Everest would be on that gigantic bowling ball. So just like think about how much of Earth there is and how much we haven't explored. And I think we've only drilled like 1% of an inch into a bowling ball. So like there's a whole lot of Earth we haven't discovered, and we know that Earth, can have life. So it's much more plausible that whatever all this shit is coming from Earth than outer space. That's just my take. Is that too out there?
Do you buy into the hollow Earth?
So
It's not hollow.
you're saying they're aquatic aliens.
Or you're saying they're actually living underground? Or,
Yeah, like
or maybe,
not that the Earth is hollow, but like maybe there's like a couple pockets,
So like Atlantis-esque.
kinda.
Okay.
pockets.
That makes more sense because I don't think there's any reported UFOs in space. Like no one on like the, NASA space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, they're also like sworn. They're that would be like a mobster reporting a mobster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty wild.
Ruined.
And that video of them being like, there's aliens in our backyard, they're 10 feet tall, pretty wild.
Ship. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably going to live for another, I don't know. I don't want to guess. But hopefully I'm alive for another 30, 40 years,
Yeah.
maybe longer.
Yeah.
But I just really hope we get some concrete proof in that time. And I think there's a solid chance of it.
I only have 54 years left.
You
All
just-
the men in my family conk out at 78.
Okay.
So
we just got to keep on putting pressure on the U.S. government, and
yeah, that always works.
I think maybe they don't want to talk about it because then, because like obviously if we find these things, we're trying to replicate the technology, and if if Russia or China was able to replicate the technology first, we'd be fucked
Yeah.
potentially.
And hopefully we've like reverse engineered the UFOs so that we can use them to like defend against nukes. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And those are all our listed topics for today on the rundown. We have a couple of afterthoughts to cover. The Dozen's Final Four live tonight at 7 p.m. The first match is Team Minahan versus the Yak. Second match, the Experts versus Team Ziti. The championship match following the Final Four tonight. And GlennyBalls is not going to be at the Dozen, unfortunately.
Yes.
But he's moving and shaking.
I'm here.
Yeah.
We're apparently Uptown Balls was supposed to go, but we have a Sunday conversation early here in the morning, so I cannot.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I heard about one guest you guys had on a couple weeks ago. The video hasn't dropped yet, but it's a good one, so
Yes.
be on the lookout
very
for
excited.
that.
Yeah.
And also watch my Nepal vids. Dropped one last night, and my first Everest Base Camp trek video is dropping next Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Hey, new episode of Only Stands is live as well today. Check
Let's
it out.
go.
Emily
And-
Renato.
Yep.
Great guest. Great guest.
And yeah, check Erica's Twitter. There's an article on it. It's a big deal for Only Stands.
Yeah. I almost talked about it. Then I
We
forgot.
almost did.
Click on my blogs, please. That's all I ask. Thanks, guys.